You're listening to Radio Cosmos.
All night long.
Bravo! My compliments, little lady.
Commercial!
Break for 30 seconds.
Commercial!
Transmission.
You are now listening to BaaD Radio.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to BaaD Radio. BaaD stands for Business at a Distance. This is a show about local businesses and business networking. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are a live show, and you can listen to us on 105.5 FM, 660 AM. You can also listen to us online at floridamanradio.com or download the Florida Man Radio app. You can also find us on the iHeartRadio app. Just search for Florida Man Radio, and we will pop right up. So you can absolutely listen to us anywhere in the world, actually. I'm your host, Angela Smarito, and in studio with me today, we have DJ Heather, the producer.
Hello, hello.
So this is your only show today, so it's kind of a relaxing Sunday, right?
It's super chill today.
Very nice. Well, I plan on taking care of that, so I'm like going to be loading up Sunday shows.
Let's do it.
And as always, my beautiful co-host, Emily Murphy.
Hello, hello. Well, happy to be here.
Yes, I'm happy you're here too.
Me too.
And please welcome our amazing videographer, Melissa Jacob with Striking Brand. You can catch all of our BaaD Radio episodes on YouTube. Type in BaaD Radio and our show will pop up. We have 3 episodes that are on there so far, and they just keep getting better and better. And then, of course, they'll have this one as well. You can do the same type. She can do the same type of work for your business. She does a fantastic job. Check out all of her work at strikingbrand.com. We have 2 great business owners in with us today, and I'm so excited to talk with them both. First up, Greg Souther with Kava Culture in Winter Springs and soon to open Lake Mary.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, Greg was saying he almost called on me last night because he's got a back pain. So what happened to your back?
Oh, long, stupid story.
Oh, all right. I guess that means you don't want to talk about it. That's okay. And then I'm also looking forward to talking with a business owner that I've just recently met, but I already know that he's just an amazing business owner. Please welcome Anoop Nayee, owner of Karma Roofing.
How's it going?
Good. Did I say your last name right?
Yes, Nayee's correct. Great to be here. Thank you.
You know what? I meant to ask you that before the show, and I totally didn't do that.
You nailed it.
You got it.
You can call or text us at any time. The number here is 321-339-1055. And again, that's 321-339-10555. And this portion of BaaD Radio is brought to you by Liberty Property Inspections. They specialize in home and commercial building inspections, environmental inspections, roof certifications, and pool inspections. Mike and Tina Heyman have built a top-notch inspection business, and they can help you save money with wind mitigations, because that's what they did for me. So you can call them at 407-739-5795 or visit them at libertypropertyinspections.net. Also, a huge shout out to Ground Up Property Services. Do you know what your sprinklers did last night? Do you guys know what your sprinkler systems did last night?
I hope it came on.
Exactly. Well, most of us don't, but you don't have to if you have Ground Up Property Services. But if you notice the brown spotches on your lawn or other areas that constantly have too much water, give Rick a call today and have him come out and inspect your system, because it will totally be worth it, and he could save you a ton of money. His number is 407-468-4295. And then also a huge thank you to Andrews Law PA, Renee Sterling, our mortgage expert, and Sheepdog Promotional Products. All right, so Emily, you mentioned something that we've got the podcast.
Yeah, well, the show is tonight.
Yes.
The radio show is tonight at 8 p.m. But this week, the podcast that I'm launching is actually the one where you're the guest. And so I really wanted to talk about it. It'll launch Wednesday and be live.
So how does that all work? Is it because I know we did like a pre-video, and that's like the teaser. So
we did, the preview episode, just talking about what we were going to talk about.
Right.
And then we recorded, and it was on the radio. Yes. And so now it'll launch on the podcast platforms on Wednesday.
Yes. And so that actually, is that something that we can share? I'm still learning my way around podcasts and how they work. And so like the radio show, I understand because
it's going to be just like SoundCloud, like you use SoundCloud.
Mm-hmm. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
And just so you, like our guest knows, so I actually have a group that I put together for, it's just strictly for women, and it's for women that are looking to try to live their life happily without alcohol, because it's such a norm for all of us, and the group is actually called Pass the Buzz. And so Emily sat down and talked to me about like my love-hate relationship with alcohol, because I love it, but it hates me. So that's pretty much.
And I'm a weight loss and hormone coach, and I help women get back to balance and just be in control of the things they want in their life with life coaching. So it was a really good topic because I know a lot of women, a lot of people just struggle with finding coping mechanisms other than alcohol, and we all need them with the stress we live, especially with business owners and people that are just going 100 miles an hour.
And I was thinking about that earlier this week because I don't want to get on a soapbox because that's just not what I do. But the more research I do about alcohol, it's just so incredibly bad for you.
Right.
And the more, like I said, the more research is that it's not just like heavy alcohol consumption that can cause issues. It's just like the normal 1 or 2 glasses of what they say is, the French thing, that the French are so healthy because they drink, wine every day.
Wine and cigarettes, great lifestyle.
Yeah, but I know is that part of what got you kind of using the kava?
What?
And we'll just like finding replacements or like, a drink. I know you enjoy that.
Yes. Well, with kava culture, it opened up in our neighborhood, and Tom and I were extremely curious about it because it says better than booze on the outside. And so when we went in there, it's just got such a cool environment. And so like we're like regulars there now, and everybody knows our name. We go in, we sit down. I'll have anything from like what they call shells with kava, and I put a little bit of creamer in there to create them drinks. Like you said, there's a whole, but yes, there's no alcohol at all in it, and you get to go and have that social interaction, and that just like I said, being part of the fun of going to it's not, I don't even like to call it a bar. What do you call it?
Well, we call it a kava bar.
Kava bar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because the nice thing is that you get the positives of the bars without
the
the
connection,
exactly.
the having something social to do, because a lot of times we can put those up as roadblocks and excuses as why we won't change a behavior possibly, right? Or it won't be acceptable. There'll be nothing to do. My life will be boring. My friends will think I'm boring. All of, these things can easily go, hey, let me just not make that change, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Right? Because, I deal with that with food and other, just lots of different things that people become addicted to or develop routines around because those things serve them. Yeah. For some reason.
Yeah. I was convinced that if I quit drinking, then my life was over. My fun life was over. I was convinced that it was time to, like I've said it before, buy my mom jeans, get the doily shirts, and take up freaking knitting or something. I don't even know. I thought
doily shirts. Oh,
I don't even know what a doily shirt is.
You're just too young. I get it.
It's the
You're
shirt
not that much older than me, Heather.
It's the shirt that comes up to here
Melissa,
that's got the
know what a doily
neck.
shirt is? Okay, I'm not the only
Olin
one.
Mills pictures,
Right.
those.
But seriously, that's what my brain told me.
Yes.
Is that's what it was. And so that's just not the case, and it's becoming more and more of accepted for people not to, get hammered drunk on Friday and Saturdays. And so I'm just happy that places like Kava Culture exist that gives people an alternative to, like I said, just heavy drinking or even moderate drinking. So
Do people get to dance there?
If they want to, they're more than welcome to.
Okay.
We're don't usually have the nightclub vibe going. It's usually more the relaxed kind of chill bar.
They do play great music. They have open mics. They have yoga. They have, like I said, they have all sorts of
Friday night yoga
bar. Greg has such a great staff. They're all just very
cool.
talented, artistically, and they just there's always something happening, whether it's movie night, trivia. It's always something good.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about...
I'm glad that you were able to come on and share your story, and we can have it on the podcast for anybody to listen to, and, anytime, and it'll just be there.
Yeah.
And then, we should come back and do follow-ups and stuff too, but especially for your group and people that are looking for support there, just because support is needed. It's probably the biggest thing, support and encouragement when you're trying to make a change in any part of your life.
Yeah, I love the women in Pass the Buzz. I'm so connected to them. It's crazy. But yes, so So what have I got going on with me? I know last week I talked about events. So we actually had the C3 event yesterday that I talked about last week, and it was so freaking amazing.
I'm glad you guys didn't get rained out.
It was so. I know Heather's over there
Heather?
going. She was about to hit the dump button.
Do we need to do it?
Was Heather there?
I'm ready.
No. She was ready. She thought I was going to drop the F-bomb. But everybody was a little worried about the weather.
Yeah.
Because of the tropical storm that was coming through. So when we first got there and set up, it was windy, no doubt about it. But the rain did not hit, and so it would come through in bands. People are, the rain bands, not the music bands. They had those there too. But and so everybody got set up, and by 3:00, it was just beautiful out. The crowd was just, like I said, I love events. And the clients that I did have in did well. Like Bobby Lean was out there. Casey with Coldwell Banker was out there. And then even Terry Mandigo. She came out a little bit later, but RC from another BNI group was out there. And so Bobby said it was just fantastic. I didn't stay for the whole thing.
How many people were there?
It was looking to have between 3,000 and 5,000. So
Nice.
I'm probably because of the weather, it was closer to the 3,000. But I meant that's still a
Do you guys do events?
truckload of people.
We do. Unfortunately, we couldn't make it to that.
Yeah.
event.
Oh,
We
that's
wanted to
right.
be there.
Yeah. Like I said, I've got like 6 right here I'm about to talk about real quick. Heather,
Awesome.
how am I on time? Do I have time?
3 minutes.
3 minutes. Okay. So what I wanted to do real quick is talk about the upcoming events that we have for JVC. So we do have some events that are just JVC events, and then we have other events that we've partnered with the cities and things like that. So we have the 7th annual Freedom on the Waterfront, and that is a Mount Dora event, and it's on July 3rd. So we do the fireworks. And it is a phenomenal event. Downtown.
So if you want fireworks, 2 days, you can go the
Yeah.
3rd here and then the 4th somewhere else.
Have you guys ever been to downtown Mount Dora?
Yeah, it's
I
so
have, yeah.
cute.
It's just so quaint, and it's got the old buildings. And so there's that strip that leads down to the lake where you see the lighthouse. And we just set vendors up along there. We do a live broadcast from there, and it's just so much fun. There's music. So we have that event coming up on July 3rd. And then right after that, we have the 2nd annual Last Call, and that's also in Mount Dora. And that is kind of like a back-to-school drive. So I'll give you guys some more information about that. And then after that, we have the 2nd annual Tribute to Heroes Music Festival, and that is September, October. It looks like they have to come up with a specific date for that, and that looks to have about 5,000 people. And
Is that for like veterans? Tribute to what kind of heroes?
Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
okay.
That's exactly what that's for. So again, most of these events are kind of the same. They have food trucks, they have music, they have vendors, they have things for people to do, kids
Stuff
zones.
for kids to do?
Yeah. Like yesterday at the C3 Fest, they had a whole kids zone, and they were having a blast. And another thing real quick is like my vendors that I had in there, they did such a great job of pre-promoting their business, and I was so proud of them. So, and then, okay, one more minute. After that, we have Truck or Treat, and that is a Longwood event, and that is in October. The 6th annual Truck Yeah event, which is in November, and that is actually a 103.1 The Wolf and Florida Man
That
event.
one's fun.
Yes, it's a truck show.
mean,
We
they're
always
all
have it
fun,
at Ace
but-
Cafe, and the weather's beautiful. And then 36th annual Great Day in the Country, which is in Oviedo, and again, it's about 10 to 20,000 people. The weather's beautiful, and it's an amazing event. So if you're
Yes.
interested in that type of marketing, please, please, please give me a holler, because I am going full-blown event marketing for the next month to get all of these locked in. So when we get back, we're going to learn a little bit more about something that's become more and more popular in the drinking industry that, believe it or not, does not include booze. Sounds crazy, right?
Better than booze.
So stay tuned, because we are going to talk about kava after the break.
Florida Man Radio.
Welcome back to BaaD Radio, brought to you by Premier Couple Superstore, because a couple that plays together stays together.
And welcome back to BaaD Radio. And just a reminder, you can call and text in at any time to 321-339-1055. This portion of BaaD Radio is brought to you by Impact Electric of Orlando, who focuses on residential and commercial electrical work. The great thing about Zach and his team is that they are quick to respond, which I think is pretty amazing. He is so dedicated to his business and his employees, and not to mention an incredible knowledge that he has in his field. I have used Impact Electric many times, and I highly recommend it. 407-747-0874. Also, a huge thank you to Four Seasons AC, Do-It-Yourself Pest Control in Fern Park, Angela Keen's Hair and Makeup, who is now Great Length Extensions of Lake Mary, I believe. So I'll talk more about that on social media. Okay, so we are here with Greg Souther again with Kava Culture. I really wanted to bring Greg in again because they are just about to open a new store in Lake Mary. But first, let's talk to the audience about what Kava Culture is all about. I know we touched about it a little bit, so.
Sure. Yeah, so Kava Culture, we've been around for 5 years now. First location was down in Bonita Springs.
Is that where, so is there like a corporate office that's down there? Or?
Right now, we've got the corporate headquarters office in Cape Coral.
Okay.
So it's right next to the brewery, Botanical Brewing Company.
And is it a franchise?
Yes, do franchise. Yep.
It's your franchise, or
so Kava Culture is founded by my beautiful better half and her sister back in 2017.
Awesome.
So then we opened these locations up here as kind of the pilot franchise locations.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So people now can come to you and be like, I want to open a Kava Culture, and you have like oh, very cool.
Yeah.
You should need to talk.
Awesome. You need to talk to Amanda.
Yeah,
who's actually sending me to New York this week to
right. So because she's looking at a gutter franchise.
So my very good friend is a franchise broker.
All right.
Here in Orlando.
Yeah, we've got so the first outside of the organization franchises were out in the Dallas area.
Yeah.
And it's an ER physician out there that bought a couple of franchises. He's planning on opening some more in the area.
Oh,
out there
congratulations.
as well.
Yeah. That is so awesome.
Yeah. And then we also have someone that's planning on opening a location here in downtown Orlando area.
Wow.
So that's hopefully coming up soon. They've had a little bit of a hard time finding locations.
Damn, you're going to be too big to be on my show sometime soon, huh? You're going to be like, yeah.
He's going to have his own show.
Right? So Lake Mary. So we talked a little bit about the one in Winter Springs because that's the one that I'm familiar with. What is the ETA on Lake Mary?
So right now, Lake Mary, we are planning on opening next Friday.
And where is that located at?
It's on Lake Mary Boulevard. It's on Griffin Farms, which is the new center that has the Winn-Dixie. And
so it's in a Winn-Dixie Plaza.
There's still Winn-Dixie?
Yeah.
There is.
Mm-hmm.
It's got
the beef
First
people.
Watch
Come on,
Winn-Dixie. Yeah. It's a fancy Winn-Dixie. They've got a bar in there.
They actually...
A bar?
Uh-huh.
No, they've actually redone a lot of the Winn-Dixies. I went into the one in Longwood a couple weeks ago, and I was like, dang, look at it. They got like wood or like brick behind stuff, and I was like, very nice.
Mm-hmm. Wow. You got to do a video for me for... I don't even know about these things. Like, I'm not even here in Orlando or something.
So Friday, you said.
Friday, yes.
Are you going to do a grand opening?
Yes. So we haven't nailed down the date yet, but it's going to be sometime mid-July when I get back into town. So we're going to be traveling a lot over the next few weeks.
And how is the Lake Mary one compared as far as size and all the other activities as far as the
size
Winter Springs?
is almost identical to the Winter Springs location. It's slightly different layout in there, but it's this one's cool. It's gonna be one of our it's definitely gonna be a showcase store when it's open. It turned out really nice.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. Caleb said that Tom and I are getting invited to the VIP night. So woohoo!
Of course.
Let me ask you, for a brick and mortar and for service like you give and product that you have, tell us how you grew your culture and your business where you are now, and then what was the deciding factor of like, this is good enough, one, we should franchise it, or two, you're opening your own next locations.
So as far as the growth aspect of it, the girls went in, they had a vision from the get-go that they were going to do 5 locations and then they're going to start franchising. So initially I was not involved in the company at all, other than just helping out with build out and kind of filling in as free labor where necessary for the first couple of years.
You were a volunteer.
I was a volunteer for a bit, and then as the business continued to grow and take off, that was when I actually started getting involved in it. And then Jacqueline, she is acting as our CEO and doing a great job, and she's the one that's really taking the bull by the horns and making sure that the business has grown. And
what kind of marketing do you guys do?
It's a lot of it's just organic social media marketing.
It really is.
And
Nice.
our customers, we've got such a great loyal customer base, as Angela can attest to.
Yeah.
That
I have
they,
a customer
they shout
for
us
you
out.
right now. Hey, Terry, you're
Oh,
on.
hi, Terry.
Hey Terry.
Hey guys, how are you?
Hi, Terry.
Hey, I just wanted to call in to say my family and most of my friends love kava, especially in the Winter Springs. We go to the Winter Springs a lot.
Awesome.
My family, I mean, we're in there, I would say, four or five times at least a month, if not more.
Very nice.
Love to hear it. What's your favorite drink?
And I wouldn't have even known you all were there if it wasn't for BaaD Radio. I mean, I shop at the Publix there for years and never walked down to the corner until it was mentioned on BaaD Radio. And the first time we went in there, it was like, oh, wow, this is our go-to. So, yeah, every time we're up there, we go and get our...
What do you like to get, Terry?
So, me personally, I won't say the full name on the radio, but I like the banana chocolate with the almond milk.
Okay.
And then the rest of my family, they're all over the place, but I know my husband really likes the raspberry lemonade one.
Is that the Taps one?
That's actually that is the raspberry lemonade. That is one of the top sellers.
Is it?
Yeah, that's one. That's one of the in-house made drinks.
Last night, Terry, thank you so much for calling in. Absolutely love it. So keep on listening because we've got all sorts of good connections for you on here. Okay. Yeah, so we were there last night, and I heard that they have a Delta 9 now.
That's the newest thing.
Do you guys know what Delta 8 is?
No.
Nope.
Go ahead.
So it's hemp derived, and it it gives you a very strong body relax, mind relax.
Okay to drive?
I wouldn't recommend it.
There was a hesitation.
That's the one
there.
product that we
Okay,
have
you
that
gotta
I would
going
say.
in. Can I take it and go?
Take it to go.
Okay,
If you are going to have multiple, I take the second to go.
Got it. Okay.
No, it is. Like I said,
So what does it mean?
Well, I mean-
hemp derived.
So it.
You
Delta
can just
8,
say it. You don't have to dance around it. Like
it's a 50 state.
give it to us. Come on,
it's
Greg.
50 state legal. So it's hemp.
Nobody was worried about that.
Yeah. So it's. So one of the nice things about it is that we're able to sell it. You don't need a medical card, and it gives you some of the feeling of other cannabis products.
Okay.
And the nice thing about it is it's totally legal in the state of Florida, and you don't need the medical card to come in and get it. So it's very relaxing, and like I said, it kind of gives you a mind and body relaxation feeling.
Tom loves
Is
that.
this something that like you could take a picture of or a gallon or something and keep it at your house? Does it go bad? Does it go flat? I don't know if it's...
We can sell it to you by the growler. So any of the taps that we have,
Growler.
we've got growlers just like any other brewery, 32-ounce growlers.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and take it to go, and
Got it.
also have it in the cans as well.
Oh, it's in cans.
Yes, he brought it. You brought it in cans last
I
time.
did,
I should
yeah.
have asked you to bring it again, so
Yeah.
everybody get a little sample.
Okay.
I was actually talking to Tom about because my 50th birthday's coming up.
Yep.
I think I'm going to hire you guys to come in and like do like a kava. I want to do a kava party.
All right.
That would be super fun.
I'm there.
Right? I mean, I'll have like alcohol too, but it would be super fun to have like I said, have kava culture there. Have you guys ever done anything like that?
We've actually, believe it or not, at a couple of locations, have actually had people host weddings there. So at the Fort Myers Beach Bar, and then also at the Port Charlotte Bar as well, because both of them have kind of sand gazebo area that's on the water. So people
are
have
you
set
saying
up
I could
there.
have my 50th birthday party at Kava Culture?
Absolutely.
That That would be so fun.
Yeah.
We'll make it like a luau, except for it's January.
Well, so in Florida though, it'll be sunny.
That's still luau weather.
Yeah.
So is the kava from Hawaii? Is that the original?
Hawaii is one of the places that kava grows. All of our kava comes from Fiji, Vanuatu, Solomon Islands. So,
Okay.
so more of the south, a little bit further out in the South Pacific.
Yeah, and when you go there, the staff is so well trained that they give you the menu with all the different drinks on it, but then they give you a really good insight because like kratom is like one part of the leaf and kava is another part of the leaf, and I don't really, like I said, I like them both. Like with kava, it's more of like a relaxing. It's just like you said, it's just a nice environment. And then with the kratom, they have like what they call different feels. I guess it's like,
Yeah, so kava, it's actually it's kind of like a little evergreen shrub. So we take the root of the plant, and that's what they grind up and make that into our drink. So it's very relaxing. It'll make your mouth a little bit numb as you drink it. So it's not, you're not having a bee sting allergic reaction when you drink it. That's just the way it
You're
is.
drooling.
No. Just kidding.
not quite. Maybe if you drink enough. And then kratom, and that's what Angela's talking about. It's a tree. So it grows naturally in Indonesia and all throughout Southeast Asia. So take the leaf of it and then take that and make teas out of it. It has very strong kind of
It
green
does have
tea
a
taste.
So
very
is
tea
there
flavor.
a kratom that's not good though? Is there a?
Well, the problem with the kratom industry in general right now is one of the things that we're pushing for is regulations. So,
Okay, because I've seen some, I think on YouTube, just like addiction stuff about it, but I didn't know.
So
but I
when-
didn't think it was this.
So in its natural form, I'm not going to say it's not addictive, but it's got alkaloids in it that balance it out. Its problem is when you extract it, and the extract just takes out the mitragine 9 extract alkaloid of it, and just concentrates that. So the plant in its natural form, which is how we make it, it has other alkaloids that help balance it back out.
So the kratom is not the hemp derived
No,
drink.
no,
Okay, these
no,
are three different things: kava,
Correct.
kratom.
Correct. Three totally different plants.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
You'll
but
see. I was asking.
Give me a mix.
I was asking Greg earlier. You see kratom shops, and they've got a bad rep. And
I
he's
haven't
explaining it to
seen them,
me.
but I started seeing on YouTube, and I clicked on one. Now I see it all the time. How to recover from kratom addiction, and I'm like,
Right.
what is this thing?
Well, the problem, so a lot of people are using it as a fill for other addictions.
Okay.
Which it serves its purpose there, but
it helps people get off of opioids.
Okay,
Correct.
that's what I thought because they were
Correct.
talking. It seemed intense, so
Yes,
I didn't think
but
that's what you were selling.
those are
but-
more the extracts. So
Okay.
the way that we do it, it's it's much less addictive than caffeine.
Okay.
Like I can drink kratom all day, every day for weeks, and then go about it. I can't go about a cup of coffee in the morning.
Yeah,
I'll have a headache.
the same
by two.
way. Like I said, I can
Yeah.
go for days and days and days and weeks without it, and I don't ever feel one slight little bit of withdrawal or cravings.
Yeah, I
or-
didn't
Yeah.
figure it'd be
Yeah.
something, but I just want to clear it up, like, because
Well, I could talk about this all day long because I do love it. But you guys, you have to check out. And at the end of the show, we're going to talk about it one more time to go around as far as contact information. But it's time for another break. And when we get back, we're going to talk about what's really going on in the roofing industry and what you got to know about some changes and policies that could cost you thousands of dollars. So this is important, folks. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to BaaD Radio, brought to you by Premier Couple Superstore, because a couple that plays together stays together.
Welcome back to BaaD Radio. You can call or text in at any time to 321-339-1055. This portion of BaaD Radio is brought to you by Premier Couple Superstore, because couples that play together stay together. Cut out the middleman and go straight to the source. Premier Couple Superstore has everything from sexy bedroom outfits, toys, games, and everything in between. Also, a huge thank you to Artistic Beauty in Winter Park and Beauty by Pody. Before the break, I mentioned I was talking about roofs. So roofs protect our biggest asset, and that's our homes. And they also can be extremely costly. We pay premiums to our homeowners insurance companies, but when we call them for help, lots of times they'll do their best not to pay for that new roof. But before we get into all that, I would like to just introduce Anoop with Karma Roofing. How are you?
I am doing great. Thank you.
So this is your business, right?
Correct.
You own it. You started it from ground up.
That's right.
And how many years has that been?
This August will be 3 years.
That's awesome. So, but I see you as like an industry leader. I see you because I see your billboards. And is that a marketing strategy that you've had?
It is. Yes, absolutely.
And so other than the billboard, what else do you do to help promote Karma Roofing?
Lots of organic social media content. We do a lot of work with the JVC radio
Yes,
broadcasting here and many things. So like golf magazines, home magazines. So we've done I think I've probably hit every single marketing kind of avenue there is.
And do you do that all on your own?
For the most part, I mean, yes, I created up here, and then I have a team that I work with, so none of it's myself. It's all with the team that I have. I'm very fortunate to work with the awesome people that understand my ideas, and then we can actually get out there and, put it into the market.
Right. Well, we've had the pleasure, Emily and I have had a pleasure with work with one of your, what do they call Jeff? What is his position called?
Jeff is one of our senior project managers.
Project managers, thank you.
Right.
So how many project managers do you have, and what is their role?
We have a total of 15 right now.
Okay. So each project manager is responsible for creating their own leads, right?
That's true, yes.
Right.
They create their own leads, and they also take company leads to assist our clients and community when it comes to providing a free roof inspection and looking for, the storm damage that possibly could be up there to assist them.
So do you have a training program? Because again, every one of the project managers that I've met with Karma Roofing have been fantastic.
That's awesome.
They've been knowledgeable. They've been super kind and just super fun to be around. I met them all the first time at that event, Corks and Forks, last year.
You train them to be fun.
I'll tell you this.
Super fun.
I attract the most coolest people to my business.
Yeah.
Everyone that works there is so much fun. They have very similar type of energy. They get the Karma experience and what we're trying to provide, the service we're trying to provide, and how we do it differently. And they all understand that. It's a culture that I'm building, and I can't build that culture without like-minded people.
Yeah.
So that's huge for me. It's all right, they all get it,
And I think that's really what's going to make your roofing company stand apart, because living in Florida, I never really realized how many roofing companies there really were, and how many not so great roofing companies. Do you find that being challenging with, like I said, because sometimes roofers can get a bad rap?
We do all the time. There's always good and bad to everything. Light and dark. And in our industry, unfortunately, a lot of out-of-state roofers, big, large companies have come into our state to work the storm damage market, right? Like real storm chasers, and they have their ways of doing things and bad habits, and they come down here and start.
They don't live here. There's no accountability for doing business. They're in and out, right? And if they screw people over or get a bad rap,
they do a crap job, and then they disappear, and then somebody's stuck with,
there are fly-by-night companies that come in and out. There are larger companies that stick around, but their model is completely different than something like Karma's, because we're locally owned and operated. We give right back to our community here however we can, working with local charities. Not just donating money and checks. We're talking about, getting our hands involved into the community, and we're still working on a lot of that. We're building our own nonprofit, the Karma Foundation. It's coming soon, so we're working on that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, super exciting stuff that we want to build in-house and to give back on a global scale one day.
So what was your background? What did you do before this? I am really interested also in knowing when you're deciding to advertise and really market your business, like guerrilla marketing style, you're going at it from all angles. I mean, that can be really scary to business owners. Even if 3 years is not that long in business.
It's not. It's scary.
Yeah.
But,
so what'd you do before this?
So I came from the restaurant industry background first.
Wow, what a jump.
Yes. I started off as a bartender, waiting tables, sushi chef, all of it, up to, upper management. As a GM for many restaurants here in Florida.
But I can see that. I can see that with his personality.
That's my background.
Right, yeah.
That is it right there. But I learned from the restaurants I worked for.
I agree.
I learned how to attend to people and really want to help them and cater to that. And then also my management style comes from learning from the people who taught me how to manage and really to train people as well and just being around people. And
so is this the first business you've owned?
Yes.
Yeah. So that is, really
very
impressive to
now.
say.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're going to spend all this money and invest in marketing. Because it's such a huge drop, like for new business owners. I think it's it's something they don't understand.
It's a lot. I hear both sides. You know, I'm in a leads group, and I hear we're reading a book, and they're basically saying you should drop the billboards, drop this and drop that, and just spend more time with people. I agree with that too. I do that as well. But what I did was to fast forward our place in the market space.
To amplify your efforts.
Correct.
You can only see so many people at one. I mean, like, events are an awesome thing, but how many, like, you know.
Right. I read a book that really inspired me, and I was like, that's it. That's my business plan.
What was that book?
The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone.
Oh, yeah.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah.
And I really just followed.
Which one?
I followed that.
Grant Cardone 10X plan.
It hasn't done me wrong yet.
Grant Cardone.
I want to read it.
It's awesome. I'll bring it by for you.
Okay.
It's worth the read.
It's worth. That
for
sounds
sure.
fantastic.
Yeah.
So
basically, take any of your goals and whatever the target number is, multiply it by 10 and
10x them. Yeah.
10x it. Everything you
just
do.
go.
Yeah.
Don't look back, and you know.
I can do that.
Don't listen to the people that tell you not to do it.
Yeah.
Just
well,
go
good for you.
it.
And I do see your billboards, and I wanted to compliment you on your imaging too, because Karma is actually what I asked before what it was, and it's exactly what I thought it was. It's got to do with the word karma. Like, you do something good for somebody, you get something good in return.
100%.
But if you're also crappy to somebody, then you know it's going to come back and bite you in the butt.
That's how that name came out. You know, it was basically the time in the industry. I worked for another company. They're a great company. Nothing bad to say about them. But I did realize in the industry there were a lot of practices that were not being done the right way. And I've always had like my way of doing things. You know, I'm kind of a control freak, I guess. And eventually it just led me to, you know, to the point where you can't grow anymore with somebody else. And I have all these ideas. So the next step was naturally to open up my own business. And I get to put those ideas into place. And our biggest thing is to do the right thing, you know, to from the beginning to end, from when you're maybe knocking on a client's door after a storm, or you get a phone call, is to explain everything, set the right expectations, and to truly add value to people's life is to let them know like how this works. If they're filing an insurance claim, that's a huge deal. And I know we're going to talk about that more, but it's a big deal. And that's where I saw a lot of trouble was like, you know, other companies didn't do the right thing, and they say, hey, we're going to give you a free roof. You know, that sounds great to everybody, you know, and I know during Hurricane Charlie, I watched my father deal with a company like that, and then he had to pay for it. You know, we had a leak, and they had to come back and fix our roof. This company was not around because he got his free roof. You know, there's no such thing.
So to talk about that a little bit, I know we talked about the insurance thing. So I heard something, and I don't understand what it means, but what I've heard is that insurance companies, if your roof is 10 years old or older, and something happens, the insurance company doesn't have to cover the cost of that roof?
Well, there's been a lot of different verbiage running around, you know, but as of last week, there's actually like new laws in place. So the insurance company cannot do that now.
Oh, really?
No,
okay.
They cannot just there's a specific time frame. I don't want to get too much into policy details because I don't want to misrepresent myself.
Right.
But I have the actual House of Representatives document right here, and
the homeowners can reach out and you'll go over their policy.
Will you go over the policies?
Well, technically, as a contractor, I'm not really supposed to go through policy, right? So the public adjuster, that's what a public adjuster does, or an attorney. But I mean, if they had questions in order to ask me, I would definitely guide them in the right way. You know, that's what all of our guys...
Well, with the hurricane storm, I mean, the storm season coming up, what should people be doing? Should they be reaching out to you now before time?
Yes, 100%. I would say get your house inspected, a pre-hurricane, you know, pre-damaged inspection for free by a local contractor like Karma Roofing.
Yeah. How much does that cost?
It's free.
It's
you
free?
just give us a call, get on our website, and you can schedule a free inspection at your time. One of our awesome project managers will come by, explain the whole thing before they get there, document everything for you. So, you know, if you don't have damage at that moment, then guess what? When a storm comes, you at least can prove to the insurance company this was pre-damaged.
Right. Okay, so that makes sense.
This is what it looked like before. And then after the storm, when you're actually working with your insurance carrier to get that paid for, they know like, hey, this was actually in great condition before, and now it's damaged,
right.
And so they have to be responsible.
Yeah, when we got a new roof about 5 years ago, and we had State Farm, and they wanted to give us a partial replacement, but our roof was like 13, 14 years old.
Right.
And the person, I can't remember the name of the company now, but the roofer came out and met with the expert or the adjuster or whatever they call them, and was like, no, you can't match this. This is obviously hail damage. And then they were able to match a storm that coincided with it. And it was just, but if that roofer wasn't with me holding my hand through the process, I would have been just completely, I mean, I probably would have got maybe $3,000.
Yeah. And there are
repair.
so many homeowners out there that are not informed and they don't understand and they're not professional. Like, you know, they're not trained to look for these things. And there's multiple sides to this, but we've helped a lot of people that are that were in that situation. You know, a lot of people that don't get it, or maybe they got hit by a hailstorm and an insurance adjuster tells them that, you know, your roof is fine and it's not damaged. Well, have a professional roofing contractor come look at that, because that's what we're trained for, you know.
Yeah.
That's what we do. Our guys are all
Yeah,
trained
it's such a major part of your house. I mean, you should have somebody that, just like with your AC, like we talked about last week, just like it with other components of your house, your yard, like this is somebody that helps you out in this area.
Yeah, that's where we're at with our roof right now.
Really?
So you guys, we're actually running
We'll
out
have
of
to talk
time.
after this, man.
Yeah,
If you need help, we can help you, or even if I can just give you some advice.
Do you do Lee
And
County?
how can they reach
Excuse
you?
me?
Lee County?
Yeah, so you guys, that's what we're going to do
Where's
right
Lee
now.
County?
You guys,
we can do
Greg,
that.
we're going to talk about, we have to wrap it up because it will cut us off at the end of
Let
this.
them know how to get a hold of you.
1 minute. 1 minute. Talk about.
You can go to our website, www.karmaroofing.com, or give us a call at 321-GO-KARMA. That's 321-465-2762. We would love to help you guys.
And Greg?
Yeah, we're going to be opening the Cavaculture Lake Mary store on Friday, so come by and see us. And if you want to see us sooner, we've also got the Winter Springs store open as well, which is at 1174 Tree Swallow Drive in the Publix Plaza.
And Miss M?
All right, you can listen up tonight here on Florida Man Radio, 8 p.m., or you can find me on the podcast on Apple Podcast at Go Get 'Em Radio.
And I am Angela with JVC Broadcasting, and you can find me at BaaD Radio. Not BaaD Radio on Facebook, but I'm about to launch the website, which is going to be baadradio.com, and that will have all my contact information. If you're interested in getting involved with the show, reach out to me as well. Thank you guys, and have a wonderful week.